I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want you.
We're down at Victoria Park just to sort of reframe and come together with exactly where I am right now. I've just gone through a managed move and it's a new chapter in my life, and the last 10 years have been emotional. It's been an emotional roller coaster. So, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Kelly. This is something really difficult to do. Talking to a camera is not easy, and talking about your personal experience and your personal life is not easy to share. It's something that usually goes on behind closed doors. It's very difficult for any men to talk about openly about their feelings and emotions, for couples and for families. And things are a really hard time for everybody right now, especially with COVID, especially with the way that things are with the economics and education and medical. And everything's been on hold, everything's been on a complete stand down for everybody. So I'm going to be taking this time to really sort of get my own life in order, because these last 10 years since I very first come out in the media with Challenge Britain has been a challenge for myself. I never ever anticipated the hurdles that I was going to face, the fears and anxieties that I would have to go through, and even sometimes when things go so wrong, it's very difficult to bring things back around. And we've been talking today about Equifax and Experian and how financially, once you make that mistake, you can change your entire life. And particularly in economic sort of times now, you know, everybody's going through some form of crisis. And when I first come out with Challenge Britain, it was coming from a heartfelt way of saying to people that there was a better way. That even for me, as a person with a disability, as a person on government benefits, was currently in private rented at that time, that I was big, I was fat, I was a size 18, and I was the one who looked in the mirror. I was the one that took the mask off, and I was the one that went into personal development in a way that I wanted to make changes in my life for a better future for my kids. But I never ever anticipated the challenges that I was yet to face when it came with social services. And that's the things that I want to open up. And I want to bring together a documentary that shows where these pitfalls are in the system, why the system is fragmented, why multi-agency is actually failing families. There was a programme called Exposure Don't Take My Child, and also trafficking, and I just don't think that it has brought the solutions, and that's what we've got to focus on. So I'm here in Portsmouth, I'm staying in Portsmouth, and wanting to bring most of the solutions here to Portsmouth so we can pilot study to strengthen families, to strengthen the basic values and concepts of families, so we can have a system that is always forgiving, understanding, that brings empathy and structure into people's lives, rather than this fear that if you don't work with the system, you're going to go to court, you're going to get your children taken, all of this stress and all of this anxiety. There's a lot of overstanding, there's a lot of lack of empathy, and it's a budget, red tape system world, and that's what I want to unravel. I want to unravel the red tape, I want to unravel the protocols and the guidelines and the rules and regulations that we as human beings exist in this world, where the Bible says do not conform to the ways of the world but by the renewal of your mind. And we are in times of adversary, we are in times of spiritual warfare. Just because we have nice little bitty phones, there is things going on around us that when you're focusing on in your own life, your perception of reality might be very different. And this is why I want to nitpick and unpick and totally take the knots out of everything going, break down the smoke screens, take away the fear of everything, and really show how the system works, how 26 weeks is not long enough for people to be able to heal, how people can't go through the process, they don't even understand the process. Because then at the depth of this is children that are going through child trafficking, children that have been subjected to horrendous abuse, and we have to protect children from this system, and that's by supporting families. And it has to start with families and start with putting our own lives together and our own families, and that's what I want to do. So we're here at the park where it's a very family atmosphere, people are enjoying themselves. No, people have not got masks on, people are socially distancing, but it's being done in personal boundaries. And this is what I'm wanting to do. I want to take things from the problem, social distancing, to personal boundaries, from disabled to enabled, and from children being removed for forced adoption to strengthening families and putting the great back in Portsmouth, because that's what it was about, wasn't it? It was about draining the swamp and putting the great back in Britain. But I'm going to be here, based in Portsmouth, and hopefully bringing together the book, the documentary for the 13th of December, staying focused, focusing on what I need to be doing, and it's like the camera lens, isn't it? It can only focus on what you focus it on. So I want to change my reality and my circumstances by changing my perspective of how I see things, and at the same time showing you the realities of what's gone on in the last 10 years. And I hope you're going to join me on this journey, and you can follow me on my YouTube, which is Kelly Cotton, and all of my social media. And hopefully by the 1st of December, we'll be wrapping up for Home for Christmas to make sure that more and more families are all going to be together this Christmas to what it's all about. Family, friends and community. The system is there to serve us and support us, but it starts with our family and our friends, our community and our network first. So please do join me over on my YouTube. Thanks very much.